I think this is gonna be the finale now. Well, maybe this will be the finale.
Will this be the finale?
The finale? We're gonna be the final. What? Anyway, the lizard has to say. That's what the lizard says. Anyway, so let's go ahead and get through the Tomb Raider level.
Frobisher says.
Frobisher says. Once again, we have the camera here as backup footage, just in case. And then you got the...
Hello, you must be Spyro.
We got Gus, the definitely not the same model as the one in Spyro 2, the Glimmer guys.
It's fine. Nothing's wrong with a little bit of asset reusage if you do it well.
I mean, I didn't say it was a problem. I'm just saying that they forever live in shame for doing it. Sylvester, you stretching that leg out? Pose for us. I don't know.
You, crustacean, do strike poses with me. You pulled the spatula from the grease. No, that was SpongeBob.
What about how Larry and Plankton shared the same voice actor? There's a fun fact for you kids out there.
All 2.5 viewers there.
All 2.5 kids of viewers of television. I don't know. You know, I just now realized he said and a half, so I just now caught on.
Oh, I understand.
Now back. Now back to 2.5 men. Ah!
Oh, what was it? Was it like one guy's cut in half or something?
Yeah. Kill me! So
wait, was he cut down the middle or what?
Yeah, like just his upper half was there. Like no legs or anything, just
blood coming out?
Yeah, yeah, there's some blood. Just, ah! And the other guys are screaming, ah! And then the guy's cut in half, so kill me! But, let's see. 2.5 Men was filmed in front of a live ostrich.
Haha!
Let's see here. Oh, it made a funny sound. I don't know. Oh yeah, we lost some lives. Andrew. Oh.
Oh, you bet.
I bet what?
You freaking bet that we lost some lives. Screw that noise.
Oh,
Hi, Spyro. Haven't seen you in a while. I'm just off for a bit of a walkabout right now. You know, sometimes you just long for the simple, old-fashioned pleasures of yesteryear, don't you?
Okay, that's just basically their subtle way of saying this is a 2D section.
Wait, what was their subtle way?
Something about the good old-fashioned days of yesteryear, or something like that. You know, older games were more 2D. Newer games are also pretty 2D.
Just depends.
It depends, Jimmy.
2D's not bad, but I tend not to care for newer games that use intentionally like worse graphics. Like when I think of a game that did some really good 2D remastering, I think about how they did something like Street Fighter 2 HD. It came out on like the 360 and stuff.
Yeah.
They took the old looking graphics and they really like shined them up and made them look really good. Still old school, but not ugly old school like they did with games like Axiom.
Let's see.
Just not a fan of like if you do 2D,
Pixels.
do it, but make it good 2D, and don't go 8-bit, go 16-bit.
Yeah, no, like how many pixel graphics? That's all the rage.
Well, nothing's wrong with pixel graphics, but like do like a better art style like they did in the 16-bit era, not 8-bit. 8-bit was only because it's all we could really do at the time on a home console.
Yeah, and Game Boy at the time. There, you know.
That was still a home console.
Yeah, of course.
I'm just contrasting it with PC.
Yeah. Old PC Master Race. Oh. Look, if you can get your PC going, you know what to do, and you can get those games going. It usually is the best way to play it. But
I don't want to say best because it involves a keyboard and mouse, and I prefer a controller and a couch.
Well, what I mean is like the PC running it at all. I mean, yeah, you still use a controller, but you know what I mean. Like,
yeah, it will run it better.
It's just that you got to know what to do, and you got to have money to do that. you gotta have enough money to get all the good parts to, and build the PC and all that stuff to.
Or do like me and just like wait a long time so the games run great on stuff that didn't cost you that much at a given time.
Yeah. But if you're like me and you can hardly figure out some things on PC, or you're afraid that you're going to press one little thing and it's going to mess up your entire system or half of it, I just stick with console for now. Consoles are easier to deal with, and most people, there's a lot of people out there that are like computer stupid. Like I'm not gonna sit here and say I know everything. I only know as much as pretty much what you've told me, Andrew. So,
I just learned from school and from breaking the family computer growing up over and over. The amount of times I compromised that computer, man. I'm amazed that thing still worked.
It's just funny, like...
before I had a cell phone where I could look up extra information, I'm not sure how I managed to not just destroy it.
But, like, basically, I know pretty much anything you've told me, and, like, and if I remember what you've told me. But I know there are a lot of people that are computer stupid out there, so a console is definitely a better way to go for people who... want to play games but don't know a thing about computers other than it have screen and keyboard and mouse and mice. I don't know. I'll try to get all the stuff around this area first before I wander off into the other parts of the level so that I won't forget about it and be like, where's the treasure? Andy.
Andy,
The giraffes
you
are
got
jerks.
a friend in me.
Uh,
You got a friend in... What? Yeah, see. Oh, Andy, yeah. Let's see, now giraffes.
Giraffes are jerks or something like that. Andy Griffith shows what we're talking about. Wait, shoot, I need to be over there.
Giraffes are selfish creatures. So selfish. That was a really, really good little bit. Barney just keeps going on
about the giraffes.
About giraffes being selfish creatures, and it's so great.
It has to do like because these dogs were let loose.
Basically, in an episode, Opie found a dog he wanted to keep, and Andy
there was a bunch of dogs.
Wasn't a big fan. Dogs kept coming around the police station, so Barney took him out into a field to let him stay out there. And then there was a storm coming, and Opie was concerned, and Barney's trying to say how dogs take care of each other and they'll be okay in the storm. Oh. And he keeps going on to this thing about how, like, dogs are fine in the storm, but giraffes are a problem because they're selfish and they don't help each other. And he goes on this long, slow monologue about it, slowly getting quieter as he realizes he's not convincing Opie. And then he finally, caves and goes to help out.
He's like, are you just going to sit there?
It's a great episode. That's just his thing. Giraffes are selfish creatures. And only the way that, coke-fueled freaking Don Knotts could do it.
Oh, yeah.
The amount of coke that guy probably did to be as crazy as he was in that show.
I didn't know that. That ruins the entire show. Oh. Let's see here. Have you did Coca-Cola? Did you have your music up for a bit?
Yeah.
Because let's say I heard that and I was just like, oh. Oh yeah, I was like, "Where's Moneybags at?" But
yeah, Spyro 4 has hidden files for the music from Final Fantasy. Spyro 4. Spyro 3 has hidden music files for Final Fantasy 4 in it. That's where this comes from.
Yeah, you know, y'all don't know your facts on it. But they only had in the greatest hits copy, you know.
I've been training my new pet manta ray to carry the latest technology super high impact underwater missile launchers.
Whoa!
Whoa! Oh, heck yeah, I'm getting a white mage into my party. Mage. Her name is Rosa. Did I ever tell you I had this bootleg copy of Final Fantasy VI on the Game Boy Advance? I mean, it's very, very bootleg.
Mistranslations and such?
I've not played it much because, for one, there's a save battery.
Cool.
Which Final Fantasy VI, the actual copy, does not.
Now, is it Final Fantasy VI or the
actual 6?
Okay.
No more confusion. Okay, we're not getting Star Wars levels of confusion here. Yeah. So this isn't a picture of mine, but it's this one. See, it's got art that looks, I'm pretty sure, is from the mobile version and Steam versions of Final Fantasies. Like, okay. It looks like the original Final Fantasy VI, except there's a big problem. They've got 3 characters with the same art style from the Steam version of Final Fantasy IV on there. Like, these characters are from a different Final Fantasy. Like, they're Final Fantasy IV characters on the 6 cartridge. And yeah, it's got a save battery, and that's how you can tell that it's not real.
Just like, I mean, rocks aren't real, so.
Now, I know that my Final Fantasy V and 6s are bootlegs because my Final Fantasy V has a sound patch in it, the GBA version. I know my 6 does because it has a sound and graphics patch, but my 4 should be an original.
4?
Yeah. At least McKay's had it that way.
Yeah.
But I just like that Final Fantasy VI bootleg is so spectacular. It's on my shelf at work.
Whale. Oh. So the Sonic 2 movie was pretty good.
I really liked it.
It was had a lot of good Sonic fan service in there.
Well, and respect for lore.
Yeah. Let's see here. I know there's people that like don't really like that scene. Well, I probably shouldn't spoil. Whatever.
Oh, Daniel, the dance scene is literally of no consequence to anything in that movie.
Oh,
like that whole scene could have been removed and the movie wouldn't have changed at all.
Well, yeah, I'm not talking about that one. I'm talking about the I guess spoilers for the Sonic movie too. But I mean, like some people have already spoiled it because around the world it's already been out for a little while.
Mm-hmm. Wait, did it come out outside of the U.S. first?
Yeah.
What? It's a U.S. made movie.
Oh, I know. I don't know if they thought it'd make more money that way. Whatever the case is.
Gay.
But anyway, the wedding scene.
Yeah.
That was.
It was more for the adults. You could tell.
I know, but it was. I know there's people I've heard some people say it's really not funny, but I'm like, I thought there was some funny parts in it. But I mean, I can agree it did go on a bit too long.
It did.
But at least, like, I heard one reviewer talking about how, like, it felt like a scene where they were just trying to get the live action, you know, the cast to shine for a moment.
Yeah.
But we do get some chuckles out of it. Anyway, I think that's it for this area. Yeah. Anyway, what am I trying to say here? It was just funny because, like, you know, my mind's going blank now.
So's your mom.
Oh,
like freaking Axel.
Axel from Mega Man X7.
Yeah, he's got a much better voice than X8, but then X8 was really freaking difficult.
X8 also had some problems.
Definitely.
But anyway, so Spyro looks back at us now, and so does Sparks. And now here's basically furry Lara Croft.
Oh my gosh.
They made sure to keep one detail.
Oh, holy crap.
Tara.
Okay, I'm gonna have to say it like the meme. Where are her organs? Seriously, like what fits down through there? What, you fit like a freaking pea in a waist that small? Like, how did things go down to her colon? How does she just not like break in two having tracts of land that big?
She has to be naked to eat.
What? So her stomach can expand enough?
Yeah. Or she takes it off. She's like, oh, it's really big, right? Was that everything? I got everything in the level. Here we go. But there's still a little more to do.
Alrighty.
But yeah, when I was watching when we were watching the Sonic 2 movie, like I heard some mixed reactions to it. I've heard like some people say, "Oh, it's mediocre. Oh, it's not very good. It's disappointing." And then I hear some people say it's a step in the right direction. It's pretty good. And I watch it, and I think the latter.
Yeah, it definitely is. Like this again, it's weirdos 2 hours.
That is kind of strange.
They could have trimmed out the whole dance scene and shortened the wedding scene. It would have been like an hour and 35 minutes or hour and 40 minutes, and that would have been a perfect length.
Yeah.
For the film.
But honestly, like
and again, there's a good. What I've liked about it, and what shows that there's at least some hope, is that there was a respect for Sonic lore.
Yeah.
And I really like that. They kept Knuckles the right level of dumb, but like not Sonic Boom dumb, more like Sonic 3 dumb.
Yeah, where he's gullible.
He's gullible.
That's pretty much. I mean, that was their intention in the original.
And then of course you had the random original, or you had like the random, you know, cringe cover-ups for curse words. It was really stupid. Like, you know, shiitake mushroom, you know.
Yeah, so it was really dumb, but it was just, hey, it's me. I don't know.
There's a good mid-credit scene.
Oh yeah, there's a. Let me just say that I'm pretty excited for the third movie. Like, this will probably pretty much spoil it. But by the time this comes out, I'm sure a lot of people have already seen it. In the mid-credits scene, I'll just say this: the adventure era fans will be pretty happy. Well, of course, that could be either way. I mean, you know, that could make people think, is it like Adventure or Adventure 2 fans? You know, that could be either way. But either way, Adventure era fans. Well, gosh darn it, Spyro!
Gosh darn it, Spyro!
I'm trying my best to do that voice. There's Mr. Guy whose face you see in the Ratchet and Clank games too.
Really?
Yeah, that's you know, like the snowman, the Snow Dan or Dan something.
I did not know it was
He
there.
unfortunately passed away in 2006.
Wonder how.
I'm not sure, but
Obviously, the unspecified virus of unknown origin, according to the Critical Drinker. If only I could do a Scottish accent.
Scottish, British.
You know, you stinky Frenchman.
Well, you stinky Frenchman haven't a clue.
You stinky Frenchman.
It was just a whole bunch of like racist sounding songs.
Yeah, bigoted hit, essentially. Just why though? You stinky Frenchman.
Yeah. So it's funny, in the Reignite trilogy, despite them replacing, like in the first game, despite them replacing the guns of the Norks with paintball guns.
Wait, they did?
You don't remember?
No.
Yeah, they shoot like paintballs now instead of like they don't have real guns. But then in Spyro 3,
that is retarded.
But then these dinosaurs I'm killing right now still have the regular guns. But then when you go up to the guy who was like firing the machine gun, or the dino that was doing that, it fires little wieners, and has it basically its crotch up against where the thing is, and made it dirtier, or made it pretty dirty. So I guess they replaced the bad guns with dirty. But apparently that was the ESRB's doing, was they're saying like, you know, if you don't get rid of these weapons, we're gonna make the game T-rated or something like that.
That is stupid.
I know.
And only stupid doo-doo heads want that kind of thing. Only stupid doo-doo heads from Doo-Doo Head Town want that kind of thing.
Dumb. Dookie.
Don't let him back in. I don't know what happened, but the bathroom's in chaos. Darn it. I'm sitting here trying to fix my hair before the show, and there's doo-doo speckles all over the mirror. I don't know who it is, but since we returned to the darn office at work, somebody's been leaving doo-doo speckles on the toilet when we try to use. Had to start seeking out the toilets in the building. I ain't sitting there no one's doo-doo speckles.
You know, what about in Sonic 2 when Jim Carrey was basically being Jim Carrey at some moments?
That was more than half the movie he was being Jim Carrey.
Yeah, like, well, you know what I mean? Like, he was, like, in the first movie, he obviously had his old Jim Carrey
Yeah, he
ways.
Definitely upped his Jim Carrey game
In the second one.
in this movie.
Yeah.
He's much more Jim Carrey in this film.
And who would figure that Jim Carrey would be more Jim Carrey in it? No.
Yeah, but it's not what you would necessarily expect. You know, here we are.
Yeah. I do feel like they made the enemies here a little too, like, you're able to get hurt too easly. I mean, they are flying bullets. I guess that makes sense. But like, and this guy's throwing dynamite. But well, that one just killed its own thing. Out here in the West, you know, you got friends, but come on, darn it. That was the precursor to Ratchet and Clank, because it explains.
Let's see.
A thing to give me a butterfly or sparks would be really appreciated. It would be very nice to have that around right now. You know, no rush, but if you don't do it here soon, I'll probably kill you. But all right, let's go ahead and come up here. Whee. So basically, Spyro right now is how most collectathons want you to play their games: is be pixel perfect about. One was a dinosaur. Deputy Holiday. Basically, like one of my problems with collectathons is that like, ow. I thought for some reason I thought that would bring back sparks. I don't know. I was dumb. Anyway, whenever that's right. You don't have to kill these guys this time. They aren't like that. Then when you go past them, then they'll go. Just like a completely different sounding voice. Look at load. Look at go. On Conker's Bad Fur Day, whenever you use the this squirrel soldier on there, just look at load. Look at load. So I feel like if Live Reloaded had at least kept some version of the older multiplayer, then I don't think that game would have gotten as bad of a rep. And one thing that's kind of dumb.
What was wrong with the Live and Reloaded version of the multiplayer?
Well, it's just not everyone's preferred multiplayer. Like, and also, if you want to play on one console, you can only play up to 2 players. Like more of the players were on, if you played online. But they do at least also have System Link, so at least there's that. But I mean, that still requires you to have like so many Xboxes around. It would be nice if they brought back the online multiplayer and then like also made Bad Fur Days like on Rare Replay, make that one have online multiplayer. So you can load online. Whee. And now we're going to the Space Chimps level.
Oh, I was like Space Chimp, but I don't see what you mean.
Yeah. Alright, see if I can go past him real quick. Ah!
Just calm down for a second.
Just calm down. Okay, I have sparks again. This is kind of funny how they look when they die. This is kind of an interesting concept. A Western-themed world where it's dinosaurs as the bad guys.
I mean, we've already seen Cowboys versus Aliens. Can we get Cowboys
versus dinosaurs? Because remember, when you're slightly older than someone, they can call you an old dinosaur. I remember on Victorious, whenever, let's see, oh, you girls today, let's see, back in my day, we didn't even have cell phones, let's see. Yeah, but you had stuff we didn't, and then, like, Kat says, yeah, like dinosaurs and Moses.
What the heck?
Yeah.
I don't remember that
Talking
one.
to Tori's mom, who's quite a horrible person. Her parents are quite terrible people. like the insinuation, or like it's insinuated that like it's hinted at that Tori's mom is cheating on her dad. There we go. Healed up because I killed that random dark green dinosaur. That show was a little underrated. It still had its problems, but that's expected in a live-action Nickelodeon show. It kind of has those expected things, but it's not nearly as bad as some other shows that come on Nickelodeon. Or live-action shows, I should say. Dude, shoot the dinos. And stop letting them hurt. Don't let them push you around.
Don't let them push you around.
Alright.
I don't know why the Bailey gang was trying so hard to steal this egg.
This egg. But then he says something about that's the cutest dinosaur or something I've ever seen. Okay, maybe not. Maybe that's a different level. Because if you notice in like the first world, the first level of that, or like the lions and stuff, they say like that's the ugliest looking chicken when it comes to the egg. That's because I thought it was a chicken egg. But then like one of these levels, I think there's one where it says there's one where it's like, you know, that's the cutest something I've ever seen. In contrast to, I don't know. I think you get a skill point for breaking all the windows, but I always forget if you do for sure. No. Wanted pictures. It's just Dan everywhere. I forgot Dan Johnson, I think? I can't remember for sure.
Dave Johnson.
Sergio? Burbank.
Yeah, Burbank.
What about on Ratchet & Clank Going Commando, the Insomniac Museum is on Planet Burbank. Just imagine it, a whole planet of Californians. What a living hell.
Just imagine if I were a lifeguard. You know, I feel like that there's some meme or good video potential making jokes about all of the early game vehicles that get left after crossing a mountain in a Final Fantasy game. And by that I mean in a lot of Final Fantasies, there's always a part where you get a vehicle of some kind, a hovercraft, a small plane, a car, or something, and you have it for like a couple of dungeons, and then it gets left behind. Like you cross a mountain and never come back for it, or you get captured and you find out, you know, this guy's trying to kill the world. It's just something crazy like that.
Stab the world to death.
Yeah, stab the world to death. And so... And that happens in a lot of the Final Fantasies. Like, I'm pretty sure... Like, I'm playing Final Fantasy IV right now, and I'm pretty sure it's about to happen. Pretty sure I'm about to leave a hovercraft behind. It's just, you know, like a PSA for forgotten RPG vehicles. Or like, you know, friggin'... I don't know, a service that collects your leftover vehicles. Or
ski woo woo woo. That's not where the vehicle goes.
What's a ski woo woo woo?
Or however they do the carton arcs. Oh yeah, I think it's this guy. It says something about.
Well, all prisoners keep escaping. Here, take this dinosaur egg away before it hatches and causes more trouble. I think it must have been the run of a litter, though.
Key. Nice to meet you, Kiki. I have
Why did they have freaking like a fake, just, you know, Wish.com Bill Clinton in that episode?
how they exaggerated his nose and stuff.
I forgot what was it Keenan did to get in his good, you know, on his good side?
Oh, he pushed him out of the way of saved his life because he pushed him out of the way of the falling orange soda cans.
Well, thank you, son. You saved my life. I love parodies of all, like any, just about any parody I've heard of Bill Clinton's voice has been so great.
No.
They're so funny.
Oh, what the heck? Come over here, Lee.
Oh, come here. Let's see. Oh, what the heck? Come here, Hillary. Or my favorite is, well, this is one fine day to be nude. Well, this is one fine day to be nude.
Super bonus round.
The birds are singing Clinton, have a wonderful spring. And people walking by can stop and look at my thing. Well, this is one fine day to be nude. And then I'm like, Leopard, old chubby chaser.
Well, if you can't laugh at yourself.
Well, if you can't laugh at yourself.
Do you want to do the super bonus round?
No, not right now. I'm playing Final Fantasy IV.
Final Fantasy.
Finally made it, Spyro.
You finally made it, Spyro.
Hey, Bianca. I'm really glad you're here, like, working with us instead of against us now. But I gotta ask you something. Why do you have such a low-cut shirt?
It's snowing, too.
That's not relevant.
And
then what?
Oh, there's a thing on Psychonauts, this guy who talks like this, and then like he's explaining a story, he's like, and then, something, and then, just, with like a very monotone voice.
And then we died. No, wait, what was her excuse for this world? I mean, in the first one it was, oh, this is where Ganasty Gnort keeps all his gems.
Then the second world is where you were ultimately trying to get to, or in the second game, the last world is, or you know, the Dragon Shores is where you're trying to get to. And this one, well, we probably should have listened to the dialogue.
Who listens to dialogue?
Ew, dialogue.
Who listens to dialogue?
Oh, that's how you know there's a lot of treasure when it keeps going like that. Oh, way cool.
Way past cool. Yeah, the new Sonic movie we just saw was way past cool.
Let's see here. Oh, it's just like a very lighter version of it. Big the cat.
Froggy.
You know we gotta get a spin-off of Big the Cat where.
Yeah, well, if you're gonna do that, you're gonna have to talk like Mike Sotoska from freaking Red Letter Media. Sure. And then we're gonna get a Big the Cat spin off with the 19 sequels planned.
Wait, did he say something like that, or he just?
Oh, and he's talked about like Star Wars TV shows coming out, and he's just like, what was it? He said about he talked about like a Jabba the Hutt spinoff about weight loss, and then like see an Admiral Akbar side series with 12 sequels planned. Like he just talks about having 12 sequels planned.
Whee! Okay, so there's no more gems around here. I can't go there yet.
By the way, it's not we realized saying the gym is dumb, and we need to use better words. So we thought about the yim, the gime, and the gim for the gym. Now we ended up settling on the yim.
I feel like you should probably do this part.
What?
I feel like you should probably do this part.
Oh, you gotta wait till I can quick save it.
Oh.
Hi, Spyro. Did you see Bianca?
What are you doing?
Worried about you when you went off to fight.
I wasn't even paying attention. Where are you at?
I'm still in the super duper
Yeah,
area.
but what's the challenge?
It's it's another version of the submarine thing.
You know, I don't oh, you'll be fine.
Well, I know you're going to be doing the snowboarding area.
Oh, yeah, that was not too bad. I thought it was.
This doesn't contain the worst challenges in Spyro 3, but some of them can get, the snowboarding area can get pretty irritating.
Let's go snowboarding now. Everybody's learning how.
Let's go snowboarding now. Everybody's learning how. I wonder where that comes from.
I think there's some kind of other, like, everybody's learning how. Holy crap.
It's my favorite holiday.
Halloween.
We gotta play the Gex games at some point.
Gex was a treasure.
Yeah, it was a very of its time game, but
Oh, extremely from its era. Like it would not pass today, and I don't even mean just because of the content. It's just not something you see much today.
Yeah.
You know, animal mascot games just don't have the hold they once had.
because everything's gotta be Fortnite. Fortnite or single player, slightly over the shoulder third person games.
Oh gosh, so many of those. And that got so popular basically after Resident Evil 4.
Yeah.
People were just like, dude, over the shoulder, like with some shooting elements, that's where it's at.
Yeah.
And not that that's bad. I mean, look at Alan Wake. That was a pretty cool game, and that was the whole setup. Or even even Resident Evil 4, as I mentioned it as like where it started, it was a great game.
We had to copy success.
You had to copy it. You
Had to copy and get a cup of coffee.
Can I get a coffee? Anybody tell me I get a coffee?
Coffee. Coffee. I don't know.
No, it's coffee.
But now you shall be doing the snowboarding area. Just pause the game.
It's not like I can put it in standby. It's still on Game Boy Advance. Well, I'm still retro. I still got a Game Boy Advance SP.
Is that a game where you have to save it only at certain points, or is it? Or can you save it anywhere?
In a dungeon. Okay, so the way the Game Boy versions work is if you are oh gosh. See if I remember what I was doing. Yeah, so the way the Game Boy Advance ones work is you do a quick save, which makes it where you can save it anywhere where you can pause the game, but once you load it, you lose that particular save. So basically it's good for like, I need to turn off my console and go to sleep or go do something, but I'm not at a save area. You can save anywhere in the world map, but you can't save
In a dungeon?
in a dungeon unless you're at a special point to save it.
Oh.
Yeah, so some dungeons have 1 or 2 save areas.
Oh. Dungans.
Dungeons. That's what dungeons are. They're dungeons.
Let's make one where the characters look like toys, and then the only extra feature is a dungeon remix thing. $60.
What?
The Zelda Link's Awakening on Switch.
Yeah, so Zelda Link's Awakening was a really good Zelda game. And I really wouldn't have minded seeing a better looking version
on Switch.
Perhaps one done with 8-bit or with 16-bit graphics that are super high def. Again, Street Fighter 2 levels of HD quality. You know, Street Fighter 2 HD levels of quality. I would have liked to have seen that. You know, would have been nice.
Yeah.
But instead, they made very ugly art. They apparently followed the game really well. Like, I don't know. That was a well designed 2D Zelda.
You know what would have been nice
in the remake,
is if they made the graphics the same way that they had the opening movie on that version, because it looks amazing.
Yeah. Wait, was it 2D or 3D?
It was 2D. I'm just saying, like,
I forgot how good the graphics looked.
Like what I mean is, like, in terms of the opening, because they had like this arts, like the art style. They followed the old version pretty well and just made it newer. You know, like made it an actual little animated scene. And I was just thinking, like, man, what if they followed it? Like, they don't make 3D graphics; they just make it 2D, but they make it look so much like this to the best of their abilities. And that would have been amazing, but no, they decided to go with the gameplay graphics was toys, basically.
Yeah, it looked pretty.
But it makes it more cute.
It looked ugly.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Link's Awakening was a really well done game. It was just, I think part of what was so
too
good,
well done. No.
Like, it had some weird stuff that was very non-traditional to Zelda games, like telephones and whatnot.
Yeah.
And part of it's because it was made in the developer's spare time for a good while.
Yeah, I know. And then the person was like, "Hey,"
and so there wasn't really much like publisher interference.
Yeah.
It was a passion project, and you could definitely tell it was.
Yeah. Or like how the guy was basically working on it as they were celebrating the release of Link to the Past on Super Nintendo. And so the guy's just passionately making it, and it's like, "Hey, what are you working on there, buddy?" "Hey, little buddy, what are you working on there?"
Little buddy.
I don't know. Just
don't worry, buddy. Don't worry,
we'll
buddy.
put it right here, right on the refrigerator. That way you can see it every day. All right. How many Beatles are still alive, by the way?
2.
Okay, so it's still 2.
See, you know, John died in like the early 80s.
Yeah.
And then George died, I think, in the late 90s or early 2000 or so.
Yeah.
Like, I can't quite remember. Of course, you know. Wait. Oh, that's right. That's what lets me charge.
Yep. Have fun with the race.
Of course, you know, Paul McCartney's coming to Knoxville, which is like.
Did he already did, or is he still coming? When is that?
You know, maybe he already did, and I forgot. I looked that up. I really don't remember. I mean, I'm not really a McCartney fan, so.
So you weren't willing to pay $300 even for a cheap seat?
Lord, no.
Seat.
If it were Ringo, I would have considered it. Not because I really even listened much to Ringo's music.
Oh, that's May 31st.
Okay.
So as of this recording, I mean, even as this recording comes out, it's gonna be still.
Wait, did they lap me? Oh, they lapped me. Here, I'm
gonna
start over.
No.
Oh.
Well, you can hit quit race. That's how you have to do it anyway.
Oh.
No. Check it out. Way past cool. I'm gonna cream them. I like how there's just a random little picture of Ripto on the bottom of that. On the bottom of that board. No.
There is?
If you look at the bottom of it whenever you flip again, if you do flip again, if you look closely, there's just a random picture of Ripto on the bottom.
So I didn't realize that, like, killing the crabs before you race stores up speed, so I'm going to quit the race, kill some of the crabs, come back, and then I'll have plenty of speed.
Can you feel it, Mr. Krabs?
Can you? Are you feeling it, Mr. Krabs? Are you feeling it?
I'm feeling a warm sweat.
Sorry. Art thou feeling it now, Mr. Krabs? Can you feel it, Mr. Krabs?
Let's see.
What kind of library is open that late?
Well, apparently that one.
Yuck?
Yuck. Doopy the Walrus.
I still like to think it's a Goofy, and it's like, I'll yuck you up.
Yeah.
See, I can like store one of these, and then like just kill the few crabs.
What about that? What about that episode of the Twilight Zone, The Obsolete Man?
Oh yeah, the dude is, what is he, a librarian?
Or something. He's well, there's a video I see right now on 6-year-old secret revealed. The Twilight Zone, The Obsolete Man! Exclamation point.
That's a really, really good episode. Yeah, The Obsolete Man, that was a really, really well done one.
You know what wasn't as well done, according to you, was Chrono Cross.
The what?
Oh, it was just Chrono Cross came out. So.
Basically, with the Obsolete Man story, it's a future where they I think it's kind of takes a jab at a kind of an agnostic or an atheistic future in a more indirect sense. Where basically, or maybe it's kind of like that, maybe a little mix of utilitarianism.
Yeah.
Basically, they say that they've got it all figured out, and they get rid of whatever's considered obsolete. I think the guy's a librarian. I can't remember exactly what his job is, but in that kind of world, if it's obsolete, they get rid of it. And in that world, people that are considered obsolete, they kill in a way that that the person chooses. And so the guy says how he wants to be eliminated in a specific way, and there's supposed to be a representative there to talk to him before he dies, and he ends up tricking the representative into being stuck in the room with him, into the obsolete room, or into his room where he'll die.
Yeah.
Which basically he said he wanted to be killed by a bomb that would go off at a specific time. There's the Riptide.
Yeah.
And he starts talking with a guy, and he basically holds the guy hostage there. The guy's trying to convince the workers trying to convince him to let me out. And then right before the bomb goes off, he says, "Please, for the love of God, let me out." Which, the guy was supposed to never even acknowledge God. And then that guy is later put on trial for being obsolete, for having, been scared and terrified of that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And for, acknowledging God in the slightest. It's a really, really good little story.
So it's interesting.
Yeah. I remember this race being a little easier in the Reignited trilogy.
Oh, it was. Probably.
So I haven't done one of these in a while. It takes me a little bit.
Maybe you need a bottle of water.
A bottle of water. What are you, Joaquin Phoenix playing the Joker?
Yes.
That's what it sounds like in the film.
Could do the chicken version. I don't know.
I think my favorite part there was still when he doesn't kill a short guy and just pets him on the head.
So, can we acknowledge the fact that that Rise of Gru movie, the new Minions movie, has still not come out yet?
I don't think I even remember seeing an ad for it.
I remember seeing an ad for it back in
ago.
I remember seeing an ad for it back in 2019. Back in 2019, I remember seeing that it was going to be coming in 2020. Obviously, that the scare of some things made that not happen.
The unspecified virus of unknown origin.
So that ended up getting delayed, and then like in 2021, it didn't happen there either. I think it was said that it was going to come out then, and then it didn't happen again. I just wanted to come out so we could stop seeing commercials on it, basically.
Oh my gosh.
Well, okay, it's going to come out. There's still going to be a million commercials. It's going to be a million about when it comes out on Blu-ray and DVD and stuff. But after that, we should be good. I just wanted to come out finally. I'm not going to see it. I don't plan to see it anyway. But I just want it to finally come out.
So then we can not watch it.
Yes.
See, I've seen the original
Despicable Me.
Despicable Me, which was fine.
It was fine. It had It had some pretty laughable moments.
Yeah.
It also had a lot of typical PG animated movie, from.
Which, I mean, it had, it had some laughable moments. The minions were just more of a side character deal, and
we knew for sure that they were going to be the main selling point.
It was
from then on.
It was fine. The movie was okay. Had Miranda Cosgrove. Yeah.
Do not.
Frick!
I was gonna say.
I'd overcorrect.
Yeah, Miranda Cosgrove. I think she still talks for that character in like the later movies, but I can't remember.
I mean, she wouldn't be in Rise of Gru because she wouldn't exist yet.
Do what?
Oh, that's freaking.
Well, duh. She's not gonna be there, and it is kind of interesting to see that, like, whenever they made the Minions movie, that is basically it. I think it takes place in the 60s or something like that, 60s or 70s. And then the Rise of Gru takes place in. Well, I'm not sure. I'd have to look that up if I get interested enough. But yeah, it's like shown that like the Minions have been around since the dawn of time or something like that. I saw this video of. If you all haven't seen it, Meat Canyon. He makes some. I think it's how you. I think it's Canyon. It's Meat something. Anyway, he makes these really deliberately disturbing and grotesque looking cartoons, short things like based on stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it shows like usually someone dies or something weirdly sexual's going on. But like this one, like it was supposed to be like the.
How did I not? Okay, first off, how did I not get on that ramp? And second, how did I not jump? I pressed X and he just kind of sat there.
This is the best Spyro game. Anyway, but like there was a part where like it showed like how after a minion dies, some new ones are born from the teeth. Like they're basically, I guess, the teeth, the new ones.
Ah, come on.
Of the dying minion. And
what is that? The lore?
This guy. I mean, it's a made up thing, obviously, but yeah, it's supposed to be like the lore of how a minion is born, how minions are born, what happens when they die, and all that stuff. It's so stupid, but it's weirdly charming in some ways, but it's so dumb. But like you can tell, he puts a whole lot of detail into the characters, but in a very grotesque way. And it's just it's funny in that in that sense.
It's so funny. Why am I not laughing?
Oh, because you're not watching it. You watch yourself lose on Spyro 3. Oh! Monkey!
Oh, come on.
You gonna start over the race?
Yeah. It's a difficult race. It just seems like no matter how many I seem to pass and kill, it's like I never make headway.
That's racist.
You listen here, Rick is mine, the racist kind.
Just like how he said that in like 2 videos in a row, was Jacques just like, let's see, nothing like the smell of eggnog in the morning, eh? Or something like that on Christmas Eve, eh, Jacques? That's racist.
Dang it.
Whee!
Oh, that's stupid. It takes so long to fall.
Greatest Spyro game. I'm just saying that every time something goes wrong on here. Or when the challenge isn't fun. Well, I was getting really mad at Crash 4 the other day. I gotta say, I love that game on a casual run and getting a few of the collectibles. Getting some collectibles are challenging, but they can feel like, you know, oh my gosh, I overcame the challenge, it feels so good. A majority of trying to get 100% in that game, though, is not fun at all. I mean, they went a little too hard on the, they went a little too much on the Teehee. Crash 1 was the Dark Souls of blah blah blah. Teehee, we made this harder. Because you know how it's a meme that Crash 1 is really hard. But Crash 1 was not that hard. I mean, yeah, okay, again, if you're trying to get everything, yeah, it can be frustrating as all... You know,
when I finally finished Stormy Ascent, I didn't even feel satisfied. I was angry.
Yeah.
I was like, this should not be this difficult.
Why else do you think they cut it out of the original game?
Well, they apparently just didn't have time to finish.
They didn't have time to make it easier, basically. Is what the story is, that they didn't have time to make it easier, so they just cut it out of the game.
I had 99 lives and was down to like 2 when I got down to that game. I was not pleased when I finished.
You were livid. The land of the living dead.
What time is it?
Still here, you can watch. 1:48.
Okay, cool.
Eastern Standard Time. I don't know. That's what time we're on, is Eastern Standard.
The best time zone in the U.S.
The best time zone. All the others suck. Oh. We're gonna make gangs now out of what time zone people are in.
No, that's a gang worth having. Gangs for like, you know, I grew up on this street, therefore I'm on a gang, and if you grew up on this street, you're a bad person. It's freaking dumb. Time zones? Yeah, that would make sense. You know, it's like, oh, I grew up on, you know, 2nd Street. You grew up on 3rd Street, therefore I hate you. What?
Yeah.
What kind of hot garbage is that?
I know. But it's completely justified for the time zone thing.
Oh, yeah.
You grew up in this time zone? Alright. I'm gonna have to end up doing this, aren't I? I figured this would be where a majority of the stream would end up, stream. I keep calling these streams as just recording would end up going. Although, just don't screw up.
No promises.
Okay, here, if you do the opposite, absolutely screw up, break your legs, make sure you die a few times. By the way, you will still have to get some gems back there. We showed. I don't know.
We showed. Hunter, you didn't do crap. You didn't even, like, you know.
He still has a skateboard. He didn't have a snowboard.
Wait, where's the. There it goes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, now it's gonna be like, oh, you're gonna do the time trial.
Okay, where am I missing gems?
I think it was near the end of the track.
Where are the missing gems?
Spouks will show you. Oh, that's you.
Spouks. Even as a kid, I shouldn't... I know I shouldn't be that annoyed by it. But man, when I was... Especially when I was younger and I just didn't really get it.
Yeah.
And kids would mispronounce R. It annoyed me. And I was like, are you stupid? Why can't you say R? Why are you saying owl?
I mean, one of my friends, I won't say the name.
I had friends that did that. We had a darn cousin that did that. And I didn't understand. I was like, it's R. Say R, not owl. Owl is what you say when you get hurt.
Ow. Then, like, when they get hurt, it's R. Right.
Yeah. I said R. Say owl.
R.
R. Say R. Owl. Say owl. R. Is it up there?
Yeah, somewhere up there. Yeah, right.
Dang it.
Dingus.
Oh boy, it's a big dingus. So we can turn around.
Turn the board around.
Turn around. Every now and then I get a little. Why is there a freaking Ripto sticker? I still don't get it.
Why wouldn't there be a Ripto sticker? Logic is
foolproof. Almost as foolproof as know you until your mom gay.
Your mom goes to college. By the way, if anyone ever watches Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, The Case of the Serial Shaver, make sure you have plenty of drugs.
What are you talking about?
That it's the DVD I had where it was a DVD game or whatever. I did a review on it kind of recently. Go check it out. A shameless plug. I think that's all of them. Let's double check. Let's be the really bad. Oh, Hunter not even here. Let's be the really bad voice for Chucky. I am sad that the person who originally talked for Chucky died. Like, she died like I did. No, she died back in 2013, 2014, one of those years. But it's sad because, you know, she was also the original voice of Dexter. She was the voice of Reason. No. She apparently also voiced Bunny from the Sonic Sat AM. Sally Girl. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I could be very mistaken, the Reignited trilogy makes this, doesn't have a time limit on this, but I could be very, very wrong and deserve the absolute biggest punishment for being wrong about a video game. Except for the lava and stuff, or falling off the edge, I think there's really no way to get hurt or die in this. Okay, until you get to the sorceress battle, but... So do you feel like Idris Elba was a pretty good Knuckles in Sonic 2?
Is that who voiced him?
Yeah.
Huh.
You didn't know that?
No.
Yeah, it was Idris Elba. Or however you say his name.
It's Idris Elba, yeah.
It's funny, the night I learned that he was going to be voicing Knuckles, I didn't even know who he was, but then I remembered I looked it up. That was the same night I saw that Suicide Squad sequel. That was called The Suicide Squad. But like...
so you got Suicide Squad, The Suicide Squad.
Yep.
Then I figure in several years we'll get like a remake starring maybe only a couple of characters, and it's just going to be called Squad, or maybe just Suicide if they want to make it really edgy.
Well, they could just follow through with the Fast and Furious franchise, where they just occasionally, they'll have
Fast 5,
Furious 7, 6, something like Furious Fast. I don't know.
Was 9 supposed to be the last one?
I don't remember if it was supposed to be a last one or not. I have a feeling,
because if it is, I would just go all out and just
Fast Furious Tokyo 7 500. I don't know.
I was just gonna say, just call it. I don't know. I guess maybe Family, or just.
Oh yeah.
Or they could be really, really edgy and call it "Haha, Paul Walker is dead."
Wow.
And then, it would get praise from people like 6X and Hammer.
I don't know how she did it, Spyro, but the sorceress must have survived.
I've always had a. When it comes to car accidents, I've always. This is gonna sound really terrible. It probably is. I've had a hard time feeling all that bad for anybody. For the person driving.
Yeah.
If they did something stupid.
Yeah.
Or if the person who died was doing something really dumb. It's like half the time, unless you're like in a more crime-ridden area.
Yeah.
Every year some kid at your school dies. It's just inevitable.
Yeah.
But almost every time that kid was doing something retarded. They did too many drugs, or they like.
Andrew, don't say that R word. It's so impolite. Probably says a person who probably says it plenty of times.
No, it just says a person who's too sensitive.
Yeah.
I've had people get mad at me for saying retarded. But no, it's like, he jumped on the back of his, his buddy was driving forward. He jumped in front of his car to jump the hood. His buddy stopped, and it threw him forward. He cracked his skull. I just don't feel that bad for the guy because he was being retarded.
It's sad that he died, but
yeah, I have no actual sadness about it coming out of me. It's like you were being dumb. If somebody was hit by a drunk driver, of course you feel really bad for them. It wasn't their fault. I guess unless they ran out in front of that car for some reason.
that's kind of how I feel whenever I think about how Trevor Moore apparently died. It's so sad that he died, but he did. From what it sounds like he died from he was drunk and he's probably so drunk he thought it'd be okay on top of a balcony, and he fell in a way that cracked his, or it was because it was blunt force trauma the way he died.
Oh, what, he got so drunk
from what I read, that's what it sounds like. But he was so drunk.
Yeah. See, I don't feel that bad for someone like that unless they're an actual alcoholic.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But you know what I mean? It's still sad that they die. You can still be.
Yeah, but I remember there's a kid that, there were some kids that died in my senior year of high school. Apparently everybody but me in the school knew because I had no idea who the kid was. But apparently he was texting and driving or something and swerved wrong and died of internal bleeding. It's kind of like, bud, you were doing something dumb. I don't know how bad I really feel for you.
Yeah. Well, we beat the game. We finally got yin and yang. We finally got through the game after how many months? Probably a little over a year. I don't know.
A year?
I don't know.
I think we started this in January.
No, we started a little before that.
We should be finished by January.
Yeah. Anyway. So here's the ending. And just think about this. This scene right here is how the Insomniac Spyro ended. Just this scene right here. Ends on burps and Spyro shaking his head. That's how we ended.
They were in a rush.
They do have a thing. They did have a thing at the end or if you get all the skill points and stuff, they do have a thing where it says thank you, you know, for playing and all that. So it has all the cast, or well, the whole Spyro cast.
Oh, like the okay.
Well, you know, not like the characters. I mean, not like the, you know.
Yeah, I didn't know that though. See, I like the ending that they did in the Activision version.
Yeah, it was a little more. It was a little more heartfelt, or you know, a little more cuter. But anyway, so that was Spyro 3. That was the Spyro PS1 trilogy. Dan Johnson, that's his name. Spyro. Anyway, but yeah, I remember there's a park. Ted Price. What is that Price, Ted? I don't know. I remember there's a park that's named. There's a park that we live kind of near. Is well, sort of. Is that it's in our state at least. That's named after a girl. I think after a girl who was like, I guess she was on the soccer team or something. It was a soccer place. Named after her because she died in a car accident for not wearing her seatbelt.
Yeah, see, those are kids I really have a hard time feeling bad for. It's like, you weren't wearing a seatbelt. If it's a case where, like, you know, they were hit and they should, and if they had been wearing a seatbelt, they would have made it. You know?
Yeah.
It's like, you know to wear one and you didn't, and it caused you to die. I don't feel that bad for you because you were retarded. Like there was a crash. I don't remember this happening, but it was, you know, I was in college, just wasn't paying attention to what was going on at the high schools at the time.
Yeah.
And there's this guy driving. Only one person in the Jeep was wearing I think it was a Jeep, in the car, whoever it was wearing a seatbelt. And, he was going like, you know, 80 miles an hour down a back road, and then someone said slow down. He says ha ha, sped up, came to a windy spot, tried to turn really hard, it flipped the car. Most of the people inside got ejected because they weren't wearing seatbelts. It must have been in a Jeep with the doors taken off.
Yeah.
And the only one who didn't come out with bad injuries
was the one wearing a seatbelt.
Was the one wearing a seatbelt.
Mm-hmm. That sounds about right.
Like, I feel more bad for the people that were riding because the driver was the one being retarded.
Yeah.
Let's see, one girl had really bad brain damage, like to where she, you know, can't really she can only work a basic job now.
Yeah.
One guy, he's definitely rough, but he can do more. One guy's pretty bad. The girl with the seatbelt, I feel worse for her because she has survivor skill. And one guy, I think he came out all right head-wise, but he just had really bad road rash because it like threw him.
Yeah.
Just destroyed his bag.
Yeah.
And it's just like, what? Yeah, I guess like I feel zero pity for the guy driving for doing that. Ha ha ha! I'm gonna go faster. I'm gonna go 80 down this back road and not slow down. Like, why?
Yeah, it's I know some people that will probably get mad about like what we're talking about, but it's like, you know,
be honest. How much do you actually care?
Yeah. But anyway, so that was a pretty good note to end Spyro 3 on.
Yeah, it's just been on my mind recently.
Yeah. I just remember that though, like I was just thinking like, I remember like back then I was saying that, and it's like, and I was seeing the park being named after that girl that didn't wear a seatbelt and stuff and died, and or the soccer place, whatever you call it. And I was saying, I don't think that they should have named it after her because she wasn't being a very good influence.
I guess she was big in soccer or something. But yeah, it's like on Family Guy, they had a joke about a thing in the yearbook for a guy who died in school, and they said how I think he died of an overdose or something.
Yeah. Well, it was, but anyway, but I was saying that, and one of our friends was just like, "That's messed up, man." Blah blah blah. I'm just like, well, she, you know, whatever the case. Again, bad that they died. It's just, we hope you have enjoyed the Spyro trilogy. We have had 4 great, fun, sleeping years of. Okay, so they've been. You can find us at. Oh, shameless plugging.
Yeah, I just like. I definitely would recommend the Reignited Trilogy version of this game. It has a more satisfying ending.
It does. Just, it also has a lot of problems too that this version didn't. Let me kill a few more Gexes real quick. So in the... Before I end this, I want to see something here. See if the thing in the middle here is... Okay, so in the Reignited Trilogy, there's like a thing that brings you to a bunch of lives. Not that we need it now, but, you know. But anyway, so that was the Spyro. It was Spyro 3. We finally, after all this time, beat it, and we're finally done with Spyro. I guess that's what I think. That's also what felt so long, is that we spent so long on Spyro. But anyway, thanks for watching, folks and such that were watching. And do you have any parting words, Andrew?
Let's see here. If you think hard enough about the situation,